Ram, but go ahead. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep, right. So welcome to another video by the House of Healing. If you noticed, we're not in the same room this time around. So yeah, I'm actually in Florida. Look how gorgeous.
Yeah, that I want that view. That's amazing.
So what all has been happening, Cheryl, over in your area?
Oh, in my neck of the woods, ugh. Just heavy energy. It's like around people are just like putting off all this. It's hard to explain. It's almost like they're projecting and shedding off what they've been gathering through this whole year. Mm-hmm. And it's a little odd because then they're kind of like all kind of watching each other a little bit too. And it's just, I went out to this little bitty small festival up here and I couldn't even handle being in the crowd for a couple minutes. I had to walk back out. It's just a different total feel. I mean, it's not really a per se good or bad. It's just a lot.
Yeah. So, Cheryl, would you like to tell the people out there what messages you got recently?
You're gonna put me on there. Okay, this psychic people, oops, hold on. Oh, fall off the bench. Sorry, we're having a little festival up here and the fire trucks keep going in and out, making a bunch of noise. This might sound a little bit odd for being spiritual and stuff, but I actually had a visit from Jesus and he doesn't do that. I've been in other groups where people have gone and actually requested for him to step in and he has, but for him to just to shoot down and sit on my counter and cross-legged and be like, hey, you're doing good and keep doing what you're doing and we're taking you to the step fully into your power now. And it was a wonderful experience, but it's just odd being, from the spiritual. Most people are like anti-God or anti-Jesus. And I just want to say it's not them that was the problem. It's the Bible, what people do with the Bible here and use it to control and to make their agenda out of it. Jesus is a cool guy. He's kind of comes off like a surfer, relaxed, chill. He's really cool. But it was an amazing experience. And I just, it's kind of hard to explain, but share it with you guys and take what you want from it.
We've had a lot of people been having issues with not learning their lessons, as you said. What lessons would you say we should have been learning and should have been internalizing lately?
For me, it's about that I needed to let go of the control issues and trust in the intuition, because I have been listening to my intuition and I have been listening to the universe, but I haven't been trusting that it's going to do what is best for me. And I was just sitting back this last week and internalizing a little bit more and just letting the flow go and trusting the universe that it's going to give me what is best for my highest good. And it was just that last little bit of letting it go, just let it go. And because I've been doing all the steps, all the work, all the spiritual stuff, doing the shadow work, doing whatever, there's always something next. And it was just that last little bit of letting things flow, quitting being so uptight and holding on and control, just kind of be at peace and just let it flow. And boop, Jesus popped up, which it was amazing.
So the whole reason I'm in Florida is because I needed to get out for a moment, like go on vacation, dump all of that gross negativity that has been building up lately. With our solar flare, everybody's becoming a little more susceptible to the world around them. Our electronics might not work as easy, so on and so forth. It's not exactly easy. So how would you say that this solar flare has been affecting you, Cheryl?
Oh, the solar flare plus the Mercury retrograde, I think, is really throwing a whammy in there because sometimes they affect me, sometimes they don't. But this one's been just like dropping things, and the solar flare electronics have been like computerized voices, weird sounds going on, glitches on stuff. So it's kind of like, is it the solar flares or Mercury retrograde? We're not quite sure. But as for like beginning of last week, we had almost 2 timelines. It seemed like, because I kept going, what's going on? What's going on? You felt seasick or almost drunk, where it feels like you're looking at something and it's moving. There's almost like 2 images overlapped that aren't quite meeting up. And that, to me, when I kept thinking about it, is like, why is this? What's going on? It's like almost like a matrix is glitching out. And what it was 2 of the timelines were trying to merge and just line up, and they weren't doing that in spots. Like in the house, you're looking at things, and then like the next day, you could still look out at the distance, the hills or the steeple over there, and it would still give you this vertigo feeling. And it was really unusual to deal with, but it's just, I think things are starting to, it's going to keep happening, in my opinion. Timelines are going to keep merging until we get everything synced up. And the solar flare I'm worried about a little bit, because of the fact that if we do get the full-fledged solar burst, electronics are going to shut down. The power is going to shut down. We're not going to be able to even run vehicles, because if it's a full-fledged solar flare, your cars are electronic. Everything is electronically when you get down to it. So we need to kind of be, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but be a little bit prepared, have just a little bit of extra food stockpiled, candles, whatever. I'm not saying to go full-fledged, go out to your doomsday, get in your shelter, none of that
stuff.
But it's best to be prepared for if something goes out for a few hours or a few days or something, you know?
So I don't know if you know this, or if anyone out there has been watching the weather or anything, but I heard you guys got a tropical storm up there.
We got a couple days, we got thunderstorms and stuff, and then it got really cooled off for the couple days, but it's starting to warm back up again. So I don't know if you'd call that.
That's the remnants of the tropical storm that just went through.
Oh,
it's
okay.
off the coast of Massachusetts at the moment.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, because it got cold and rainy and thunderstorms and stuff. Alrighty.
You guys don't get tropical storms up there. Down in Florida, I can say, yeah, that's like a day off for everyone. But like up there, like things are happening. Things are really like, the universe and the world is saying, okay, we need time to reset everything. And call it the Great Reset, call it the Greatest Night, call it whatever you want to call it. But the thing that really needs to resonate is that we start going back, because whatever we're doing now is not working. Can you agree?
Right. Yeah, that's the some of the people that I do listen to, and different that I'm drawn to on Facebook or whatever. A couple of them have said, learn gardening, do different things like that, because if something does happen, you have the ability, you have the knowledge, you have the food source right in your backyard, you know, and plus it's better what we grow ourselves.
Oh yeah.
So, because the nutritional value of the stuff in the stores like Walmart and different things, they're fast, they're grown fast, the nutrition's not there. Something out of your garden has 3 times the nutrition that something in the store does. Yeah. That's fast grown. So it doesn't hurt. Well, like me, I have a little bit of issues because I don't have the land, but then also I can start doing the bucket gardens and stuff.
Containers,
yeah. But yeah, I agree with that. It's always better to be. I think that eventually we will probably have a reset, whether it's a hard or soft reset, where we're going to go back to the way times used to be before all this electronics and stuff. And I just feel that it's a possibility. It's one of the possibilities out there.
So, if anybody, I'm gonna repeat what a lot of people have been saying. if you have a chance this year or next year, go out to Sedona, because that is where like all of the spiritual people are going to. I would love to.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I want to go.
I have been drawn to Sedona. You have been drawn to Sedona for how long?
Oh, about a year and a half now, but I'm afraid if I go out, I won't come back.
Oh, I
My
know
kid-
that if
my
I
kids
go
are
out, I
here.
won't come back.
Yeah, my kids are here, so I don't want to do that yet. I'm putting it off because I know I'll love it out there and not want to come back. So
That's like being here in Florida. I really don't want to go back. Like it feels different.
but
So
let me tell you, from somebody who moved away from the area I'm supposed to be at as a light worker, I kind of feel there's certain areas you're supposed to be at because that's where you're supposed to be helping.
yeah,
Because I've moved and within 4.5 months, I was right back here. And I
Yeah.
tried to go to Ohio instead of PA. I was down in Maryland. It didn't matter. I had to go back to Pennsylvania.
yeah,
So
it just draws you back in.
yep, to where you have to be. So unfortunately for right now, that's my spot here is in Pennsylvania. Maybe a year from now, it might be different. We can only hope. That's some bad. But it's true.
So what else do we got to talk about today? Y'all need to start getting your alone time back. We're overextending ourselves. And I sound like a broken record because nothing's changing. Like I feel like the world itself is not changing. The community is not changing, society is not changing, we're not changing as people. And we need to start really like spending some alone time and getting ourselves right before we help everyone else.
It makes sense. I've been doing more and more of that. I don't particularly care to be alone all the time. Every now and then, because I am an empath, I do like alone time, but I have a lot of it. But lately I've been just embracing that alone time and getting to do the work I need and fixing myself instead of feeling like I have to be out there fixing somebody else to make myself happy anymore.
Yeah.
I'm switching it around. A lot of people are going to have to get that through their head. It's really hard to do, but yep. I've been trying to also connect with a couple other people that are spiritual, but that didn't have a community in this area.
Mhm.
And it's interesting seeing some of their take on it without having other people's influence, which is pretty cool too, because you have to have your own, listen to your own intuition and have your own thing. I mean, it's good to, like I said, I listen to other people on Facebook and stuff and on the other platforms, but I also form my own opinion in the long run too. So, but some of that's not even in that you get from the outside perspective is very interesting also.
So I'm getting a message coming in saying the truth will come out. I don't know necessarily what that means at the moment, but I'm like channeling the angels. And right now the truth, it will start to come out.
Have you been watching the news?
I have not. I have been completely out. I have gone off grid for the most part.
Listen, I don't watch the local news, but I do, like I said, watch different people. And what's going on right now is they're saying that doctor starts with F, and I don't want to say because they're auditing people's videos that say that. Like the truth about all that whole situation's coming out, the truth about the things that you get in your arm, which I don't want to say that either because they'll put a thing on that video. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That there's more truths that are coming out about certain things. But you know, it's basically what I've been saying all along anyways, that you know, people are the light is going to shine and start on some of this darker deeds and start seeing some of the truth, and or people are going to start using their own heads about subjects. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to start thinking about it, whether it's true or not true or whatever. They're going to start thinking for themselves instead of being led down a path, listening to everything the news has to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like mm-hmm. that. So whether you're for, against, whatever, I don't really care. That's not what I'm saying. It's just
That's
like people are
true.
starting to wake up and think for themselves.
That is going to cause a lot of issues.
Oh yeah.
I see a lot of like fighting, a lot more riots coming in the future.
It's
Sorry
already
to be all
starting to,
doom and gloom, but like that's just what I'm seeing.
yeah. Certain things are already starting to pop off. Like I said, I don't watch the local news, but just hearing different things here and there, it's already starting to, people are like, oh my gosh, this is going on or whatever. And we did this or that, and it's really this or that. And they're just like, woo, their heads are popping off and they are waking up.
Yeah.
Because me and you have been awake and we decide for ourselves. We weigh all different facts and stuff, but a lot of the people have just been following along, and all of a sudden they're going to go look around and go, whoa, what's going on? Maybe
Yeah.
I should think for myself, and it's going to poof, heads are going to pop off. But it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing when it all comes down finally at the end. It's going to be chaotic at first, of course.
I think people are going to start realizing where their allies lie, like who to trust in this world. Because I just see this like this big blanket of lies disintegrating.
Which
Like,
is wonderful.
yeah, like over the, and it's not just in one particular area, it's like all over the place.
Right.
Like
it's from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
You're talking politicians at the top to clear down to just friends and family and stuff. It's just like poof, gone.
Everything, you're gonna wake up like that and it's gonna be like, this isn't real. This isn't real. I've said this so many times, probably the past 2 weeks. This isn't real. I feel like Triss from Divergent, whenever she's in like their Matrix thing, and I'm like, this isn't real. Like I can just like tap it and it'll just like explode.
Mm-hmm.
The veil in the Matrix is so thin at the moment that it just takes that little itty bit just to break it all.
Yeah, yeah. I feel this, that's it's all merging, just like I said, like the timeline's merging, the truth coming out, everything is starting to build to a climax. And whether that climax is where we're gonna have to start over as a civilization or what's going on, but it's all ultimately going to be for the highest good.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be chaos and everything in between, but when it's all done and said, I feel that it's going to be a better world at the end. No matter what we got to go through to get there, because I'm not saying that's going to be easy, but.
So for the people out there wondering where we're getting all this, because I know that I'm probably going to lose some people on this. Cheryl and I have been employed by the Galactic Light Council, okay? And you can actually search this up. There's a lot of people that believe that there is a council of light beings, okay? People that have the world's best interest at heart, you know, taking all of the lies, the illusions, taking all the grief out of the world. And there are people in this timeline, okay? So anybody who has watched the Loki series, okay? Surprisingly enough, they kind of get it because they have, what is it? It's the like time organization or something like that.
Yeah, it's something similar, which is funny.
It's so weird when we see pop culture actually like confirm like what we've been seeing lately, because we're thinking we're crazy, but like somebody else is seeing this too. So somebody else,
right.
Excuse me, somebody else had to kind of dream up this, or like it's almost like the ideas are being beamed into people's heads, like, oh, let's look at this whole sacred timeline thing. And basically what it is in the Loki series, hashtag spoiler alert, is there is a sacred timeline that there are keepers that try to keep this timeline going. And there are people called variants that make a decision that alter the timeline and create a new timeline on top of it, and so on and so forth. And if you watch it,
which is true in reality, that's kind of how it works.
It is how it works. And that's what's funny about it. because Cheryl, you're a gatekeeper.
Mhm.
And what she does is she lets beings like that in, okay, to make sure that the sacred timeline works. So
Mhm.
that's why we have Mandela effects. So when you think, oh, I thought there was two E's in Febreze, or, you look at something in the bathroom and you're like, was that always there, or was it always that close to the wall, or something like that? Like, didn't you have an experience like that just before I went on vacation?
Oh, that was when the timelines were merging. I was in the shower and I look and I'm like, why is the rack that close to the wall? It shouldn't have been. It was like a 2-inch gap, and I'm sitting there staring at it because I look at it every single day in the shower and I'm like, it's off. Why is it off? Surely it shouldn't be off. I'm crazy, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah, and a
it's
lot of
off.
people think that's like OCD or something like that, but it could be just you awakening to the thoughts of like the timelines are merging.
Yeah,
So,
something changed, but they didn't quite change quite just right, because not everything's going to be exactly right.
so for those out there who are having a harder time believing this, if you believe in string theory and multi-dimensional, like multi-universal theory, our universes are all just big free-flowing bubbles, okay? Pockets in the world. And what they do is some get so close that they end up merging. And what we're all trying to do is we're all trying to kind of get these universes together. We're attracting other universes because we are deficient in our universe. Do you agree, Cheryl?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So people like the timekeepers, which are a lot like me, who we go astrally, we go backward in time, forward in time, we right all the wrongs in the world. And we create those Mandela effects because not everybody is as dumb as, and I use the word dumb like loosely, like not awakened, they're sleeping, like they won't recognize that. But now that more and more people are awakening, we'll start to see that a bit more. Do you
See
agree?
see the glitches. Well, the Matrix was similar too. Like, am I asleep? Is this a reality? But the string theory and the bubbles seem to make more sense to me because I've seen it. I mean, I see it a lot, and
Yeah.
I've been noticing it more and more and more.
Do you know the Norse actually had something there because they believe in the
Mhm.
world tree? And the
Mhm.
world tree, what it does is it has like the Asgard, the Midgard, Hell, etc., etc. They branch off, every dimension branches off. Who's to think that those branches and those dimensions couldn't get real close to each other and almost merge?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
just food for thought for some people.
yeah. And the shamanic, when I take shamanic trips, it's to the like those realms you say, the Norse realms and stuff. So I do that on a regular basis. But for the gatekeeping, that was a crazy thing that happened last year where they came to me and they're like, well, you're really good at portals and you're this light being on earth, and we need you to start letting people in, and you're going to stand there and they're going to do this or this or this. And I'm like, okay. Now, most of the time I don't know because it's in my sleep, but sometimes I am awake and I have to open up a portal for things, which is weird because at first I was always like, light is good, dark is bad. But when it comes to being a gatekeeper, that is not true. I know, talking crazy to a lot of people out there, but whatever. Basically, somebody that is a light being could come in and do something horrible because that's what ultimately these people need to deal with to come for their ultimate good, or vice versa. You know what I mean? It's so confusing.
Sorry.
So, huh?
Sorry.
So like even a dark being will come through and maybe spread some more disease or something, but then ultimately people are going to come together as a team to get over it. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you examples. So it was really hard for me at first to let light and dark in, but
I'll give a real life example.
okay.
Now, I am not a Trump supporter. I'm also not a Biden supporter. I am an anti-politician. I do not like politicians. I cannot trust them.
Me too.
So I do, but Lori Ladd, I know I've said her a couple of times, you know, in amongst our videos. She actually had a video asking if Trump was technically a light worker. Now, I want you to think about that because that can be a lot to process for either side. So there's one side that says, oh, he was put there by God in order to get us back to our, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then there's the other side that says, oh no, he's evil incarnate. Well, one person can definitely be both of those things. It's a yin and yang, it's a dark and a light. And that's what light workers are. They're the ones who, like, those people that come into those positions are put there by whatever universal force that you believe in to basically cause an uproar, okay, and get us to see things for what they really are. So in a way, I can understand where they think that Trump's a light worker because he exposed a lot of the nastiness of the world. Like even Lucifer himself, Lucifer Morningstar, was known as the light bringer. And basically, if you watch the Lucifer show, I kind of like that theory a little bit more, that the reason why he was cast down is because he showed that there was nasty bits of humanity. He brought the light to expose the darkness in us, because we all have a mixture of both. We both have light and dark. You know, nobody is one or the other. So that's where, like, light workers, we're all there's light workers that believe, oh, happy, happy, joy, joy, fluffy bunny. Great. And then there are dark workers or black workers, to where they are like chaotic. They're like, you know, let's do this just for, you know, excuse my language, but shits and giggles. And then there's us gray workers who have to balance between the two. We have to balance harmony with chaos. And we've been doing that a lot lately. Like you, Cheryl, you believe that chaos was this awful primordial energy that you wanted nothing to do with in your life before, correct?
Yes, especially the young chaos workers, because I had a bad experience with them, because they just want to do anything and everything for the taste of the power, right?
Yeah.
And just recently I started working with it, and that's not what it is. It's a balance. It really is, because with chaos, you get the dark and the light in it. So it's nothing like those practitioners that I met back then wanted to be. Even looking it up on YouTube and different things, I did not even get the right information, because I trust what my guides, my higher self, and so forth and such things are telling me more than I do books around here, even local people. It's just like it's not the same. I'm sorry. It just isn't.
So that's what we're putting those people, that's what the timeline keepers are doing, is they are going forth and they're choosing who to put in what position. They're choosing how we can keep the sacred timeline in order and stop everything from going haywire. Because whenever we're divided, we are weak. You know, when we are together, we are strong. And that's what a lot of the lower vibrational, the negative beings in this world will do, is they will try and separate you from the pack. Reptilians, to name one of them, they're big people for that. Even just regular low vibrational people in your community. Like, they don't even have to be a reptilian. They can be human and just be low vibes. So, but
well, and the government also, I hate to keep bringing up the government, but they also want to divide and conquer everybody and control, because if they divide and conquer us, they can control us easier.
Well, look at the left versus the right. The you know, the Democrat versus the Republican. Like, there's such a divide. I would like to say that never before have we been so divided, but also so close in our lives. You know, we are divided as a whole, but we are so close as individuals. And I'm waiting for us to wake up and realize that, hey, what are we doing? Why are we arguing about this? This is a trivial matter. You
Right.
know, we have bigger fish to fry.
Right. But people get bogged down in the day-to-day mundane and, oh, she believes that, or he believes that, whether you want to do Democrat, Republican, gay, straight, male, female, whatever. They all pick a side and they all want to defend it. This is my hill I'm going to die on. I've heard people say that are friends of mine. I'm like, well, I guess you're dying on that hill, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Enjoy that hill you're dying on. What's it going to do for you? Nothing.
That's just you wasting energy that you could use somewhere else.
Right. It's just like holding a grudge. I always say it's like drinking. I'm going to drink poison to hurt you.
Yeah.
That's what holding a grudge is.
Yeah.
You're not going to do anything but kill yourself. That's
Yep.
the same thing with this dividing and conquering things. Everybody's hurting themselves.
But yeah, well, we're actually running low on time. So I can't believe that we're almost to 40 minutes. How crazy is that one?
That was fast.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's what happens when we tap in, we just flow. Well, thank you guys for checking in on us. You know, even though I'm on vacation, I'm still doing this. So I will be back Monday. And yeah, I don't want to go back. No, but you know what? Everything in life must end. Change is the only constant, and Pennsylvania is pulling me back anyway. So stay lovey. Well, thank you guys. Cheryl, do you have anything else for everyone?
Nope. Just have a wonderful week, everyone.
Have a wonderful week. Lounge about, you know, take some time for yourself. Learn some, love some, lose some. And above all else, happy healing. Bye-bye.
Bye.